Luca, hello. Pine Usher, hello, hello. Glad you're here. Welcome. We're just doing some double drawing, little paper pencil party. If you all want to see how I rock it, just playing around. Cool, thank you. Appreciate y'all being here. Welcome, welcome. I'll turn this around and give you my perspective in a little bit here. Let me get some lines established. Josh, what's up, man? Got my got my headphones on, jamming to some Pink Floyd, doing some sketching. Here's from my point of view. This is what y'all are watching me work on. Couldn't quite figure out a way to get the camera in a good spot where you could see it from my point of view. So I just kind of settled on this. Let me get that up a little higher. There we go. All right. I wanted to erase this little section. Now the tripod's creating a shadow in my light. Alright, so I left off here somewhere. Let's get this bottom lip on, huh? Such a simple little thing. Alright. Whoa! Alright, let's back up a little bit. I wish I could what? All right, I appreciate it. Benny Harder. Am I reading that right? I don't know. We're going to go back to the sketch, folks. Don't be not really too into reading the chats. I don't mean to be a jerk, but I'm just trying to let my mind wander on my paper. It's kind of second day in a row where I've just been kind of getting out the pencil and paper and working on stuff and just playing around. So here in a minute I'll switch over. But let me show you how I start off fresh. Always looking for a new face, right? So I'm schizophrenic, so both of my personalities want to draw at the same time. And sometimes you just gotta let them. Got a nice little star shape working here. Those are a little bit too close together. Let's get those just a little further apart. We'll drop down in from here. Darken that line up a little bit there. I'm always letting up too much pressure on that side. I don't know what happened there. That's nose went a little bit off the rails, huh? Okay, let's back up. All right, guys. We're ready for a fresh piece of paper. What I really need to do, I'm going to try to adjust the light, get a little bit brighter. How's that for a little bit more light? Check this out. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm so glad you stopped by. Check out what weirdos are doing at night. Yeah, I'm just not going to be able to get the perspective, but can get it more centralized. Get rid of that shadow. There we go. I like that a lot better. Alright, we're going to turn this around this way. We're going to work on something else. Just to clear the palette, clear my brain. This here's going to be like the shoreline in Pueblo. Those are a little bit too abrupt. Let's get them more gradual. This here be Pueblo Reservoir down in Pueblo, Colorado. Got a bunch of cactuses in the field. Leading up, it's a bunch of really cool ass bike trails. I'm just kind of drawing this from memory. There's a bunch of cool ass bike trails up at the top of these bluffs. Some places you can go hang out. I always like to kayak over here. Back in my Colorado days. All these weird plants growing along the edge of the water. There's a lot more plant life out there than I expected, being desert, you know. Do some Bob Ross pines across here somewhere. I'm about right up here. Little tiny trees up at the top across the other side of the lake. Shoreline, Pueblo Reservoir, Pueblo, Colorado. From memory. That blank space is a big open water that I used to kayak. Oh, right on, real. Take a look up real quick. You can see what I'm working on. I'm turning it around. I think we need, there are some pine trees up at the top of these bluffs. They just look so funny in a desert environment. Might have to adjust those trees a little bit. And then way to the south, way off to the distance, are the mountains, Sangre de Cristo Mountains, down south. Big Twin Peaks down south of Pueblo, heading into New Mexico. They say there's still natives living down there, living in the old ways. But I don't know. Then the hills off in the distance, there's some trees back over here. And I swear that wilderness goes all the way to the New Mexico line back there. like you can see forever. With some little clouds on here. Just like Bob Ross, put it where you want it. Some intersecting places help. These are snow-capped mountains, so we're not going to color those in. And it's just pencil sketching. So, from memory, this is the shoreline. Pueblo Reservoir. One of my favorite places I used to go to all the time when I lived out there. I was only 4 miles from here. So, I'm going to show that once again. Just a sloppy pencil sketch, but there's the shoreline at Pueblo Reservoir. I miss that place. The Sangre de Cristo Mountains in the background. Right on. Thanks, Josh. All right. I'm going to stay online. I'm going to step out for a quick little break. I got these headphones on. I have no clue how loud. Have I been screaming the whole time? And then, oops. I'm going to take a little break from that. And I'll come back and probably do some more ambidextrous two-handed drawings. There you go. That's not a bad picture. I'm looking at it funky through the camera down on the paper, and it's sitting right in front of me, and I'm... All right, I'm going to take a quick break, guys. I'll be right back. It done dropped down. It's going to be like down in the 40s. It's in the 50 degrees all day. Been freaking cold. I've been going outside. So, I'm going to do a quick little... Here's all the playing around pictures we've done in the last few days. So this is one we just wrapped up a minute ago. This is the shoreline. Pueblo Reservoir down in Pueblo, West Colorado. This is the lake right here. Here's some ambidextrous two-handed face masks that we're drawing with both hands at the same time. Here's another two-handed sketch. I didn't really like the way it was going, so I stopped and started on something else. And there's something on the back of here. Let's see. Oh, this is my weird China face weird dude. Inspired by the guy from Kill Bill. So a little two-handed sketch drawing. And then here's one that I was just so sloppy that I just trashed it out. And then here's another one that I did earlier, and it just kind of got out of control on the width. And so I'm going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, do a basic culmination of these kind of two-handed drawings, and I'm going to get me a basic rough outline where I can just spend hours and hours tediously filling in all the space just for something to do. So I'll be right back. Welcome to the pencil party. We're partying with pencils. In the meantime, that's kind of the stuff I want to work on. Here. That one's a better look for now. All right, be right back. Go back out into the cold for a minute. Out into the cold. It is unreasonably cold for the end of April. It's almost upsetting. Okay. Let me get reset back up here. Hello, welcome to the stream. Appreciate y'all being here. Josh, I appreciate you being here. Always love the support. You guys come say hi, come say hello, leave a little like. I really, really appreciate it. I'm just some weirdo at home tonight with a sketchbook, and kind of seems like one too many pencils, huh? So let me show you why that is. And really, this is just sketching. I'm playing around. I did this a lot when I was younger, and for any of those interested, ask me in the chat about my bitchin' stick collection. If you notice, some of those have a lot of funny markings on them. Those are teeth marks from a beaver. I've got those off a beaver dam. So let's stick some pencil to paper. Get these headphones back in my ears. Welcome to the pencil party. Hold on a second. This volume is way too high. Okay. There we go. Now we're set. Got some Iron Maiden on the headphones from their first album, Remember Tomorrow. It's a real dreamy song. I've always liked it. My side is so much bigger. Let me get a reset. This pencil here just feels funky. See, I don't like that either. Let me get a reset. That's the thing about a pencil party. The paper don't matter. This is just purely meditational. But let me make a solid attempt. Something like that. That's all goofy. That's just goofy. Alright. Had too much bad karma on that side. Let's switch back to these shorter pencils. That just didn't seem right, didn't feel right. A bit off center, but I can live with that. Of course, this side's quite a bit smaller, but I'll live with that. We're not even going to do the rest of the eyes. We're just going to do a wild, big, giant acid trip pupil. Big, wide eyes. Yeah, we don't like that one either. Paper's cheap, fun is free. You know, maybe it's my format. No, I want to stay here. That too. All right. Let me sharpen these up. I'll just I'll spend a few minutes trying to get something with a better elegant flow to it. And then once I hit that set of curves or set of lines that I like, then I'll go back in and decorate it. So really what I'm doing is just kind of letting some natural structures flow out. Um, and then I just build off of that. But I am doing faces and just playing around with the images that surround the, just a decorative thing. And I think when I stand up and do it, it's a lot better. But I'm comfortable. I'm chilling. And the better you can get those eyes going, really the better everything will look. That's really. What do you think? It's about right there. It might be a little bit low. I think that looks about right. Let me erase that middle part there. Get that coming forward a little bit. Oh, it could have been a straighter line. I'm going to go over these lines again just to get them nice and dark. And right into my eyeball. That doesn't exist yet. All right. Now we've got a nice face established a little bit better there. Little cheater action there. Now, I don't know if I like the stone in there. We might take that out. We might take that stone out of there. I think I want to put a different set of upper lip on there. That was looking a little droopy-ish. So does this. The stone in the middle. I want to put something more of an organic shape in there. That's such a crazy nose. It just went wild. I just ruined my nosicle. It's a funny nose, but it matches this paradigm here. I'm gonna go with it. Gotta have a cool ass beard if you're gonna have a face like that. Alright. So there's basically my weird jester face that I'm working on. And I think I'm going to erase this bottom part here and erase this and come back down and put this on something different. So just get rid of this crazy beard that I put on there. So now that looks better without that crazy chin on there. So we're going to put something better at the bottom, and then we're going to work on the wrinkles on the forehead. But I got to get this chin area figured out. I think definitely got some sideburns. He's like a Tony Hinchcliffe looking kind of a dude here. Got some wildness coming off us. No, I still don't like that either. We're going to erase that chin again. I think I need something a little bit more linear. That's pretty choppy. It doesn't leave room to work with anywhere. But I like this, so I'm going to keep working it down a little bit. Yeah, Pushing, you say you can't draw, but didn't you say you couldn't play music? And I could have swore I just distinctly recently heard you playing music on an instrument that was making some decent noise. So, you might have to rethink that. I mean, if you was inclined to. But this is not in pursuit of something I'm gonna draw to build a stained glass window out of. This is just something I'm doing for fun. Just making faces. So I keep struggling with this chin. So the only logical thing to do now is to come up here. And I think, why have regular forehead wrinkles? When you should have a big old curly perm up on there. Looks like a bunch of 666s. I hope people don't think that. No, it's just curly, ambidextrous hair. Please don't mistake it for anything but that. Hey, welcome back to my pencil party. Just having a little fun. Listening to some Pink Floyd on the headphones. just a Rorschach. That's all that is. Alright. Give me just 1 second. I need a reset. Anybody that knows me, been watching my streams for any length of time, knows that I have the world's most beaten down, taken into the wilderness, thrown around, dropped off cliffs, dropped in the mud, my poor tripod. I can't say it's like a Timex watch, but it does take a licking. I just don't know if it's really ticking. Oh. All right. I think I'm about done for the day. I'm just playing around, and I've got a few rough beginnings of some designs that I kind of like. I'm going to go back through there and erase some lines, and I'll just use the rest for scrap paper. I still got a big thick sketchbook of empty paper. Some of that's going to be used for stained glass, and some of it's going to be just kind of getting back into pencil and paper drawing, which I haven't done in a really long time. Once I got into my stained glass career, I didn't really sit down and draw and sketch and play around too much because I was always working on making patterns or designing a window. So thanks for being here with me tonight. Thanks for being on my journey. Appreciate all the likes and the subs and stopping by in the chats, and you guys are real supportive. I appreciate y'all being here. And since nobody asked, right on, crazy. CWM, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, it's kind of meditative to do that. You can't focus on one side or the other, and it forces your brain to kind of make a connection. So it's very meditational. So at any rate, eventually somebody's going to ask me about my world's coolest stick collection. Stick around. We'll go over that next time if somebody asks. Waiting for somebody to ask. Y'all have a good evening. Take care.